want me to look at you or look at the camera? I'm talking.
No, you just casual look at it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, welcome to tamerica.tv, Varun, and congrats on your successful career. உங்களை அறிமுகப்படுத்துகிறீங்களா? Can you introduce yourself?
So, my name is Varun Ram. I just graduated from the University of Maryland with a degree in physiology and neurobiology last year, and this year I just graduated with a master's in supply chain management. And I was a 4-year varsity basketball player on the University of Maryland men's basketball team. It's been a great experience so far, and it was a great experience for me. And I have a lot of great experiences and great things to say about the program.
So, how did you get the interest? So,
couple different ways I was interested, but
excuse me, sorry, you can speak louder.
Speak louder, okay. So when I was, I want to say probably 7-8 years old, for my birthday, my aunt bought me a little basketball hoop. It was like a little, like probably this tall, little basketball hoop, and I put it up in my house, and everybody, I would shoot around, and then people would call me, Michael Jordan, or they would say things like that, and I really took that to heart, and I was like, wow, they're calling me Michael Jordan, then I got to really keep practicing and getting better. So ever since then, I just practiced, and I fell in love with it, and I really just developed a passion for the game of basketball.
Okay, it's very nice. So, is there anyone mentoring from your school?
So I've had a lot of mentors throughout my journey to the University of Maryland, from my club coach, AAU coach in middle school, high school, Coach Napolitano, to my high school coach, to my college coach at Maryland, Coach Turgeon. I've had a lot of mentors, and teammates, and family members that have been very supportive of my journey.
Great. Okay. So what are the kind of suggestions or kind of practices that you need to follow if you want to build your physique so that you can play well?
Yeah, so obviously you can see I'm not a very tall, strong, physically dominating figure, but the reason I've been able to play Division I college basketball is from just hard work and dedication and practicing my craft every single day, whether it was ball handling, shooting, passing, studying the players of the NBA and college players, never missing an opportunity to get better at basketball. So just you don't have to be the biggest, strongest, fastest guy to play at this level. You just gotta have a heart, play hard, and just never give up. And so I think those 3 things are what's allowed me to continue to play basketball this far.
Okay. Could you tell me about your food habit?
Yeah, so
kind of diet?
Yeah, so when you start playing in college, they get very specific in how they want you to eat. Obviously, nutrition is a very important part to being an athlete, and staying away from the fat, the really high sugar, high carb foods, especially if you're not pre or post workout. So pretty much the only time where it's okay to eat like a lot of sugary and high carb foods are either right before the workout or right after the workout. You also have to make sure you're getting enough protein, whether that's through a supplement or just through a meal plan. So we have a strength and conditioning coach, where his full-time job for our program is to make sure all 16 players are eating right, are in good shape, are in the doing their conditioning, or not working too hard, making sure that we are able to perform on the court to the best of our ability. So part of that, like you said, is nutrition, and just eating a lot of vegetables. Most people know how to eat right. They just sometimes get carried away with seeing the sweets and all that, but really just eating simple foods like a lot of vegetables, lean meats, chicken, making sure you're getting enough protein, and staying away from the really high fat, high carb foods.
Do you do any kind of activities in order to focus, like yoga or meditation or something like that?
Yeah, so I do yoga every once in a while. I think it's great for just focus and also just flexibility as well. It's been able to help me. I'd like to do it more often than I can. I think just trying to balance school and basketball was very difficult, and I think being able to focus in both of those aspects, they kind of played on each other, and so being able to focus in school and study, having that discipline transfer to the court, and be able to have the discipline to have a good work ethic on the court and eat right and practice every day also transferred over to school. So those 2 things kind of counterbalance each other, and I feel like meditation can also enhance that as well. So when I've been able to do meditation and yoga and things like that, it's been very beneficial.
Great. So how did you get into Baltimore team? Sounds like a promising
Yeah, so the University of Maryland men's basketball team, it's high major Division I basketball. It's very, very competitive. I play with a lot of guys that are probably going to play in the NBA, which is the National Basketball Association, and it's the highest level of basketball. So for me, it was a long journey. It wasn't easy. I wasn't really in high school. Usually, if you're going to play at Maryland or play at a good school, you'll get recruited out of high school. But the coaches, because I'm small or for whatever reason, they wouldn't recruit me. But I didn't let that deter me. I didn't quit. I continued to work hard every single day. I went to a post-grad year, prep school year. I don't know if you're familiar with that. So I did that. It was kind of like a weird journey. It wasn't a straight journey. I went to prep school, then I went to a different school, Division III. School, which is not the highest level of competition, but it's still college basketball. And then I transferred to Maryland and just was able to make the team and then earn a scholarship. So it's like not really a straight. It was a roundabout journey, but just never quitting and continuing to follow my passion was how I was able to make the team and
Great.
do that.
What's your kind of a long-term goal? Where you want to go?
Great question. So I have a couple options. Playing professionally has also always been a dream of mine. The NBA is very competitive and difficult, but overseas there's options of playing in Europe or Asia. There's options like that. But if not that, then I have a medicine's another option. I graduated in physiology and neurobiology. I always have that option of doing medicine. I haven't ruled that out yet. And then I also, with my master's in supply chain management, I have the business aspect as well. And so I actually signed an offer to work in DC in February doing consulting for the federal government. So I'm excited to do that. And other than that, I don't really have, I'm not really sure where I'm going to be in 5 years, 10 years, but I think once, I'm going to take it day by day and see what I enjoy, and whatever it is, I just want to follow. I don't want to do anything I don't love to do and I don't have a passion for.
Sure, yeah. And so do you also coach the kids?
Yeah, so I've been doing some clinics. I did a clinic today for TNF. For today we had about 20, 25 kids, and it's great because I love to be able to give back to people that love basketball. I love basketball, and I have had a lot of help and a lot of coaches teach me the game. So I see people that have a passion, and I love to give back to them, and especially through something that I've worked so hard about, for. I worked so hard to be in the position I am to play basketball at Maryland, and I think to be able to see what I've seen and give back to the kids, I think they can take a lot from it, and I enjoy doing it.
Great. So, what do you want to say for the youngsters who wants to be in the sports but don't have any clue? What kind of sports they have to go with that, and especially for the Tamil community, where you have a lot of challenges, right? I mean, sometimes parents hesitate to encourage in sports because they want to be pretty good in academics, right? And also their food habit is totally different,
right?
Very well.
Right. So I would say first, most importantly, I've been very fortunate that my parents have been very supportive of me playing sports, but that's only because I was taking care of my business in school. So only if I was getting good grades would they allow me to play basketball. And that I had developed a passion for school too, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to play basketball unless I was doing well in school. So that was, they instilled that in me at a young age, and I think that's very important. Is to, no matter what sport you play or you don't play a sport, what instrument, whatever you do, always your education is going to take you the furthest. So whatever you do, make sure you have your education. In terms of sports, I know it's not always encouraged by the Tamil community, but I would just encourage you to try all these different sports. When I was younger, I tried baseball, I tried basketball, soccer, and I loved all those sports, but I really love basketball, especially basketball, and I chose to stick with that because I knew I didn't have time to play all these sports. I was like, okay, I can only do a few things well, and so I was going to focus on school and basketball, and that's what I did. So I would say, try a bunch of different things. My advice to the youngsters, the youth, is to try a lot of different sports, not even sports, but also, arts, karate, all different type of activities. See what you have a passion for, and while all that's going on, make sure your education is still your number one priority. Education and just being a good person, and helping your parents around the house and doing the little things, being a friendly person, a good person, so people enjoy being around you. I think that takes you a long way as well. Those are probably the most important things I have for the youth.
So back here home, your family members back here home, how do they react when you say that you achieved so far?
Yeah, back home in India.
Yeah,
you're saying?
yeah.
Yeah, I think they really enjoy it because once you're playing at a school like Maryland, the games are televised on national television. So sometimes
excited?
they'll watch the games and they're excited to see me and I think it's just very cool for them to see someone that they know playing on TV or being a part of a big team. So I think they've been really supportive and they always ask about me. How's basketball going? First, how's school going? How's your health? And then how's basketball going? And so they've been very supportive and very happy for me.
Great. Did I miss anything? Anything you want to cover?
I guess we'll talk about. I think that's probably most of the things that you missed. Did you miss anything? Anything else about my journey?
Because I have not much questions.
Yeah.
I covered all the things.
I can talk about just like my experience being a Tamil American and how people, Tamil Americans or Indian Americans don't really play sports. So the reactions from my teammates and what they, just in the community, like how people have received, Indian, being a trailblazer for that sports. I guess I don't know. I can talk about that a little bit.
You're talking about Asian level or Indian?
Indian Americans.
Okay.
Just in sports, Indian Americans are not. So I would. So I would just one thing I want to mention is that there aren't a lot of Indian Americans in sports, and I think you're going to see in the future more and more Indian Americans in playing sports because it's not obviously a focus in Indian culture to play sports, but I think hopefully I can serve as an example that you can do the things that are focused well in the Indian culture, like education and do well in school, but then also have your own passion and do well in that. So it's not you have to give one up for the other. You can have both and be successful at both, and hopefully I can serve as an example for that. So the aunties and uncles and the Tamil families out there can let their children follow their passions. Obviously, do well in school, like I keep saying, but follow your passions, and you never know what's going to happen. I would have never thought I could play at the University of Maryland if my parents didn't allow me to play basketball and go to all these tournaments and travel and practice every day. Then I would have never gotten here. So just have an open mind, and as long as you got your core values down, then pursue your dreams.
Great. So நீங்க மேலும் மேலும் வளர்றதுக்கு தமிரிக்கா டிவிக்கு உங்களோட வாழ்த்துக்கள். நன்றி. Could you just say that you're watching Tamerica TV?
I'm watching
Tamerica. Yeah.
So say I'm watching. My name is Varun Ram. I'm watching Tamerica TV, or just say I'm.
You have to say you are watching.
You're watching Tamerica.
Yeah.
Okay. You are watching Tamerica TV.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.